Dembrow. I'm the state representative for House District 45. That's Northeast Portland out to Park Rose. And it's really an honor for me to be here today to talk to you about this bill, which will expand opportunities to more young Oregonians. I'm co-chair of the House Subcommittee on Higher Education, and along with Senators Morse and Nelson, I served on the bipartisan higher education work group, which looked at a number of issues related to access to higher education. We heard again and again just how important it is for our young people to have post-secondary skills if Oregon is to come out of this recession and move our state's income level above the national average. This 2011 session is the session for us to expand access to our public universities and to make sure that young Oregonians have the tools to succeed there. As background, let me give you a few examples of what we're doing in the realm of expanding access to higher education. Just last week, the Senate overwhelmingly passed Senate Bill 253, which puts into statute the state's commitment to reaching 40-40-20 by the year 2025, getting 40% of all Oregonians to the bachelor's degree level. Through proposed changes to the Oregon university system, we're working to make sure that more of the higher education budget gets spent on instruction and on student success as opposed to administrative overhead. We're looking for ways to make textbooks more affordable. We're working on a transfer student Bill of Rights to make sure that students who choose to attend a community college have confidence that if they work hard and do well, they will have a place in an Oregon university and not have to worry that their credits won't be counted. We're working on expanding access to college credit for high school students all around the state to ease and shorten their path to a bachelor's degree. In short, we're working, and we need to expand opportunity to all young Oregonians who have the skills and the proven ability and are willing and able to work hard. But there's a group of young Oregonians who have been priced out of the dream of higher education. Even though they've grown up in Oregon, attended school here, graduated from an Oregon high school, and been accepted by an Oregon public university, they are unable to attend the university. Why? As a result of their parents' documentation status, they are not considered to be Oregon residents, and they must pay between 3 and 4 times the in-state tuition rate that their peers, the same kids that went to high school with them, pay. They are effectively priced out of opportunity. Please remember that these are young people in whom we have already invested a great deal of time and resources during their years in K-12. And in the case of these young people, they have matched our investment in them. They have overcome a number of barriers to, in most cases, become the first in their families to become eligible for college. The dream of qualifying for college, getting a college degree, and a good productive job kept them going through high school. They could have been headed for the streets, for a life of being a burden on society, but instead they took the path that we want all young Oregonians to take. And then they hit this roadblock that holds them back and that prevents the state from capitalizing on the investment that we have already made in these young people. Federal law allows this tuition roadblock to be lifted if states pass tuition equity legislation. And over the last 20 years, 10 states have done so. Texas, New Mexico, California, Washington, Illinois, New York, Nebraska, Utah, Oklahoma, and Kansas have all chosen to do this. It's time for Oregon to join them. You'll see that there is broad bipartisan legislative support for this legislation. It shouldn't be surprising to you that both I and my fellow House chief sponsor, Representative Bob Jensen from Pendleton, who couldn't be here for this press conference, that we both signed on to this effort because both of us are longtime community college teachers. We've seen students like this firsthand many, many times. We understand the obstacles they have overcome and the obstacles they face. We understand the crossroads they find themselves at, and we want them to take the right path, a path that will keep them and their families out of social dependency and will instead help us to get the kind of skilled workforce that will attract the cutting-edge businesses that Oregon needs. This legislation is truly an idea whose time has come. This is the year that we must pass tuition equity. And now it's my honor to introduce Senator Frank Morse, one of the chief sponsors on the Senate side.